Okay, this is the second part of tutorial 4. We've just started to change the weather location. I'll just go through that step again. So we click on in Apache, the Apache Weather Location Database Manager, Selection Wizard, and select. And here we can choose wherever we want. We want to select Dublin, so we scroll to Ireland and Dublin Airport, and I select OK. So we say next, and we keep the ASHRAE database, and acquire design weather has to be clicked. Data weather successfully acquired. Next, and note that the file is still set to the London file. We need to click on nearest to site, which brings up Dublin WEC. Note if we hit on select, Dublin is unique. It has two weather data in the weather file, Dublin 89 and Dublin WEC. We're going to leave it as a Dublin WEC and hit on finish and close by Xing out and save changes. Okay, so I'm going to rerun my simulations here, Apache Sim. Note Suncast and MacroFlo links are still attached. Now it's going to give us a warning because Suncast is going to change because the location has changed. So if I go to simulate this, it'll tell me there's an error. Do you wish to continue simulation? We'll say no. For now I will go back into Suncast and reacquire solar shading calculations, update it, start that simulation again. So it is useful that it's actually warning you so you don't make a mistake at this step, otherwise your data would be incorrect. The sun angles. We go back into Apache Sim Dynamic Simulation. Now I'm going to call it V2. There's no cooling, but we have to remember it's Dublin now, so I'll record Dublin, no cooling, and simulate. So the next stage we'll look at different data again, and then we're going to export boundary conditions for further analysis in CFD, or Computational Fluid Dynamics, in the MacroFlo. It is useful for analysing velocities, temperatures, to meet ventilation, natural ventilation criteria, so that we don't cause discomfort in the area. Okay, V2 is complete. Again, we can look at the boiler load and graph, monthly totals, etc. We can compare them with all the other three results by holding shift and look at boiler loads, monthly totals for example. As you can see, the variance. We can look at this range test, and in here we can look at all three. So above 25 degrees can be set for all days of the week, 24 hours, boiler loads, but we really want to look at temperature. So click on the ground floor, air temperature, of 25 degrees, and we apply it. So for V2, Dublin, it's 11 hours, greater than 25 degrees. V1, it's 52 hours. So London, more excessive. We can close this. So if we click on V2, and up here on Vista, export boundary conditions. We need to export this information through to carry out CFD analysis. But what we have to do is choose a date. So on our air temperature for V2, we want to look at the graph, and we can see the highest temperature is in July. Analysis, time and graph, we select July and hold shift from 1st to 31st. We can see the spike is early, which is probably the 4th or 5th, so if we select 4th and hold shift on the 5th, we can confirm it is on the weekend, but the windows aren't opening then, so we're more interested in when the windows are opening, which would be on the Monday, which is the 5th. So holding on the 5th, the peak time is 6, so we're going to do July 5th at at 6 o'clock is what we want to export. So on Vista, export boundary conditions, go to July 5th and change the clock setting to 6 o'clock in the evening. Average duration 60 minutes. We can refine that if we want to, but I'm going to leave it at 60 minutes and say OK. Note the name is v2 Dublin no cooling, which will be exported to file. That is done now. I'll close these over and scroll down to CFD MacroFlo and click on it to activate it for the next tutorial. Thank you.